Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 7 Royal Navy Battlecruiser, the Hood. We're in a ranked battle from a lifetime ago. On the map Ring, this is one of my most memorable matches that I have played in this game. It's just, well, yeah, I mean, you'll see it. So, we start out by going with the rest of the team towards the sea cap side. It seems the enemies are meeting us here. So it's a 3-cap map and it's relatively small. So what ends up being important is for the destroyers to cap or lock some of the caps, and then for the battleships to try to wrestle the enemy destroyers away from those caps. And kill all the ships behind the destroyers, so that your destroyers can go and take care of the problems themselves. Wow, that Algerie is certainly bold, showing that much broadside to our Hood. And pays the price for it. 29k damage salvo. So the reason I love the Hood, and I'm surprised many other people don't, is that this is one of the few battleship class ships that have improved AP bounce angles. Basically, you know how Des Moines and Petropavlovsk and Stalingrad, they seem to penetrate things at like almost any angle? Well, the Hood has AP like that. And because it's a battleship class ship, right, it has actually big guns with a lot of penetration, at least for tier 7. So you could kind of think of the ship as playing like Petra or Stalingrad in tier 7. Although not with the kind of accuracy and shell speed, of course. But still, it does lack some AP penetration compared to some of the bigger battleship caliber guns you find over here. But I don't think it really loses out. Because you gotta remember, this is tier 7 with 67k HP and over 30 knots speed. I mean, this thing has a lot of quality of life that you generally don't expect from tier 7 ships. Like, for example, Gneisenau is much the same. What's her downside? She only gets 6 guns. Right? Hood at least gets 8 of them. Otherwise you deal with some really weird ships at times where, you know, they're really slow, or their turret traverse is like non-existent, or some nonsense like that. Hood doesn't really suffer from many of those problems. And it has the very cool AP, which is very, very scary to cruisers, as you saw against that Algerie, although I suppose she didn't angle that much. So I'm pushing forward because I noticed that my destroyers have pretty decisively taken the cap on the sea cap. Like, I'm not really that worried about there being a destroyer in front of me. So I'm basically trying to flank the enemies. If I could take care of this Gneisenau, I think this would be a pretty good position to be in, or have a ship in, because it means that the friendly destroyers have like an anchor. However, the downside is I'm getting a little bit too far forward. So staying here and fighting means I'll be fighting the Nelson and the Gneisenau, and the Gneisenau will be in close range, which is something I don't really wish to partake in. That's, I think Gneisenau would, well, she wouldn't win the fight, right, with her 8k HP. That's just not happening. Problem is, I'd lose too much HP actually taking her out, and it might even be risky because of her torpedoes or something else, right? Not to mention, there is still a chance that one of the enemy destroyers kind of like wrapped around or is trying to come and help the Gneisenau or something. So I try to open a little bit more distance. So, because if I get far enough from Nelson, Nelson's gonna kind of leave me alone and let me fight the Gneisenau on my own, which I think is a fight I can pretty decisively win, eventually. And I mean, there is plenty of map for that, it's just that it's quite far from the objectives. But I think in a Hood, that's kind of alright, because she is really, really fast. Okay, we've lost vision on the Gneisenau, that's alright, we're turning back in again. I think, so the thing with Gneisenau is that she wants to engage, like, either me or head towards the sea cap, right? But because I was behind an island, she can't really engage me easily. So she ended up... Oh, I thought my Nelson was doing a lot better at sea cap than apparently she was. Never mind. But we will get the Gneisenau in return very soon. And the match is a 5 versus 4 so far, so I think we're in a pretty good position. If I take out the Gneisenau, it's gonna be a 5 versus 3. The enemy only has a destroyer, a Haida, and 2 battleships. A Nelson and a Caracciolo. Well, okay. Technically they still have 3 battleships, but surely this Gneisenau will go down soon. Surely, bro. Can you, like, stop surviving everything? I am getting into the danger zone. This is close enough for Gneisenau to be able to launch torpedoes, and they will eventually hit me. I don't think she is I don't think even she thinks she's gonna survive this, but I think she didn't launch those torpedoes. If I just turn into her and sail directly at her, I'm pretty sure there's no chance that there are any torpedoes on my way. Meanwhile, I get to flank the Nelson. Okay, we're in a 4 versus 3, soon to be a 3 versus 3, because our Hatsuharu seems to be pretty low. And our Scharnhorst is pushing the Nelson for some reason. I don't think that's a good idea, buddy. I'm helping you. Flank. Bro. Oh, come on. What is this salvo? Now, this is where a real battleship would have been a significantly better option than the Hood. I suspect. I'm not sure, though, because they were over penetrations ultimately. Okay, the Scharnhorst does take out the Nelson, but she is down to 4000 HP, which I think was absolutely not worth it. Regardless, this does put us into a 3 versus 2. A Stors, a Hood, the Scharnhorst against a Haida and a Caracciolo. Now, unfortunately, our shiny horse is burning, and she is no more, so from a 5 versus 4, or 5 versus 3 even, we're down to a 2 versus 2. And we have a critical weakness. We might have the caps advantage, but we don't have the points advantage. But that's not the critical part. The critical weakness is that they have a destroyer with torpedoes. Sure, they have a battleship, but so do we. Well, a battlecruiser. We have a cruiser, but honestly, we're so far separated that the enemies could actually engage, you know, engage us one at a time. Okay, oh, Caracciolo is low, but she's behind an island. I cannot engage that. I think Shores is making a big mistake engaging the Caracciolo. Okay, I got spotted right now, which means that the Haida is somewhere here. I think she's gonna go for the B cap. Oh, but the Shores is going for the trade with the Caracciolo, which I think is horrible for us, because I need help against the destroyer. You can't expect... Look, against most destroyers even, I think this might not be so critical. The problem is, Haida has single launch torpedoes that deal like 16 or 17k damage. Meaning that if she like single launches them, she might only have a single launcher, but she can launch torpedoes one at a time. Meaning that if she just lines them up and hits my bow even, I'm just dead. So this is very bad, especially because they have 2 of the 3 capstans. So what I'm gonna play at is I'm gonna turn into the B cap from here. And I think what's gonna happen is the Haida is gonna be on the... How did I get spotted? I think Haida is going over there, like straight ahead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn into the B cap. I thought Haida might actually go for C immediately, but no, she actually went towards where the Shores died. So she should be behind the island in front of us right now. Man, this is so critical, because if Haida pops up from like behind that island and like just dumps torps into me, my only chance is if that next salvo just sinks her before the torpedoes connect. So I'm just gonna go into the B cap. The problem is they have the A cap. So what I'm wondering is, do I go for the A cap as well, or do I try to stay and defend the C cap? I am fast enough to go for the A cap, right? The Haida does not significantly outspeed me, because we are a battle crew. Look, we're going 32 knots. This is a very fast ship. So the thing is, because I think Haida is behind this island that I'm looking at right now, she's gonna likely go around, but she's... This guy is a good player, by the way, just so you know. We're against Zalivero, or Shalivero, I'm not sure. But like a proper good player, so... I expect him to not just sail straight around here the island to get surface spotted by me. So I'm wondering if I should turn back towards the sea cap right now. But man, the thing is, I think she was behind that island. I don't actually know. Maybe I misjudged the situation. But right now we have 2 of the 3 cap zones. We are gonna slowly tick towards the points lead. But I think what's gonna happen is she's eventually gonna enter the sea cap somehow through some means. I was hoping I would actually get some get spotted myself to know when that happens. But I suppose I should just take the risk and go for the A cap. Okay, I think she's right there somewhere. So I'm gonna just take a random salvo. Maybe we'll hit, maybe not. But we go for the A cap. I suspect Haida is gonna go for C, not B. And then we'll just ring around the rosy a whole bunch of times here. I'm not actually sure which side wins out in a battle like this. Okay. Unspotted. Oh, and she took C-cap a little bit before me. And managed to land a salvo on me. Might only be 1,000 damage, but at this stage, every little bit counts. So I'm gonna go do a round around this island. I'm gonna take the A-cap and then I'm gonna go head back into the B-cap because I think the fight is going to be about the B-cap. Chances are that Haida might be able to take B by the time that I get back into it. But I'll try my best to stop her from doing that. Like, the thing is, if either of us commits, we are really committed, right? Haida has to land the torpedoes if she's spotted, and I have to dodge the torpedoes. Because if I eat the torps, I'm probably just gonna die. Haida cannot win this in a gunfight, right? Obviously, I mean, we have 35 KHP and 3 heals. But she can definitely sink me with, I think, 3 torpedoes. And the thing is, with 3 torpedoes, if she lands like 1 torp and then backs off and later can like torp again, then, you know, the risk is that I'll go down in 2 torps. Okay, I think she's straight ahead. I think she's passing through. Yep, right there. Hello, Haida. 5 KHP is a lot though. And smoke screen is up. I got a fire. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn in. Now, I'm beaching here, but this beaching actually is not the worst thing in the world, because it guarantees I'm gonna be safe from those torpedoes, right? Obviously, we now know that the torpedoes missed, but the thing is that the island in front of me guaranteed that that would happen. I'm surprised he didn't launch them in a single line, though. Do I damage control party this? I don't think I damage control party this fire. I have a heal going, so I should heal up almost all of the damage that the fire loses me. Now, I am a little confused. The other guy said he has 1 set of torpedoes left, and that might be true. I don't actually remember. Haida is going forward with the smoke, so she wants to get basically to the edge there, and then be able to disengage if necessary. And unfortunately, I actually fired my guns. I was hoping I could hit her in the smoke. And I think, in retrospect of several years, this is probably a mistake. Something I realize in a little bit, when I stop just firing at her entirely. Because, look, if she's in the smoke screen, and there's... and I don't fire my guns, she can't see me either. Because right now, she can see me and just keep shelling me. Which admittedly isn't doing that much damage, but still. Also, at this moment, I'm very worried about being torpedoed again, because it has been a whole moment since those torpedoes have passed me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually head to the edge here of the island. I am in the cap. Haida is not in the cap. So my plan is to just get around the island here and just sit here and try to get as much of the cap as possible. Oh, permafire, but that's okay. We have a heal going. We'll be fine. We're just gonna slow down here and then reverse towards Haida. Why reverse? Because if she tries to do something sneaky, like come around here and try to torpedo me, I can accelerate away as quickly as possible. I'm also going to try to reverse here in a bit of a cheeky way, where I don't just go full reverse speed, but I do like a little bit at a time, so that I can accelerate as quickly as possible. But right now I just want to wait out the hydro, so I go a little bit forward to make him think, maybe, that I am going somewhere else. Like, my hope is that hydro ends soon, and then I will be able to start reversing and maybe surprise him. Look, see, he can point his front gun out and shoot me a little bit. Come on, Hydro, you want to end already? You've been going for 80 seconds. Come on. We're 12 points apart, right? 878 to 890. We do hold most of the cap zone, and if he does hit me, that does reset me a little bit, but if I start reversing here, he's gonna start backing off, and maybe that gives me the opportunity that he reverses out of the cap, or, you know, sails frontally out of the cap, and allows me to take it. Now, this is a tricky position for him too, because what you might think is, since I am advancing on him, he can torpedo me around the island, right? The problem is that these islands tend to be a little sketchy. Torpedoes tend to hit the island very easily. So that's one of the torpedoes passing, but he definitely has more, enough to sink me. 2 would be enough. There's another one. Ah, I wasn't fast enough. There's a third and a fourth one. See? One of them ate the island. I'm gonna get hit by this one. Not much I can do, but it's okay. So, at this point, I don't think he can actually sink me anymore. I'm not sure, but I don't think he can. So I'm just gonna advance on him a little bit more, because he is gonna back off. The worry is if it ends into a shooting match where I shoot and he launches torps, I have to hit. And you know what battleship dispersion is like. Oh, I couldn't go over the island there. That's unfortunate. But he is out of the cap, and we have taken the cap zone. We only need a few ticks of this for the points to take into our favor. Come on. Okay, he has entered it. There's still a 4 points difference. I guess I'll reverse some more. He's asking what am I waiting for, but I don't know the ship characteristics of Haida well enough to know that she has expended all the torpedoes. So I'm gonna reverse. Reverse. Come on, he's right there. He's right there. But he can't shoot me and I can't shoot him. But he advanced and I think he's out of the cap. Yep, he's out of the cap. GG. It's over. Oh, come on. Seriously? These HE shells. And now we just stop because he is gonna reverse torpedo because that's his only option. But I don't think the torpedoes will even arrive. But even if they did, we would dodge them. Look, see? Yeah, we would have definitely dodged them. This is what I was basically worried about happening. But it's okay, we mitigated the disaster and we managed to nudge him out of the cap zone. As I said, this was one of the most memorable matches I have ever played, because at the end there, that was really tense. By the way, we kept 3 bases on a hood, but look at him. He got 2100 base XP on a loss. That is an absolutely masterclass of a game by the Haida. Well played by Xalivero. Like, this game has stuck with me for a long time, and I really, really enjoyed it. I also secretly hope that I haven't actually made a video of it, because I don't remember doing that. But if I did, well, here you have a second one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.